Michigan State gets trounced on the road at Kohl Center, 92-71 loss to Wisconsin. First off, gotta give Wisconsin a ton of credit in this game. They played very, very well. This is a really hot Wisconsin team right now. They have some of the best wins in the country. They beat an Illinois team in overtime coming into this game. They beat Michigan at Michigan. They also got this game as one. They've won 3 top 10 games this year. Outside of that, they've obviously struggled here and there, but this is one of those teams in the Big Ten that's playing very, very well right now. And coming into this game, obviously coming off of a big win against Illinois, especially a game that went into overtime, I thought Wisconsin might be a little bit tired, but that was not the case whatsoever. Full on credit to Nick Boyd and John Blackwell. They were both spectacular tonight. Nick Boyd in that first half was almost unstoppable. He ended up having 29 points in the game. I believe 20 of them were in that first half. John Blackwell did deal with some foul issues in that first half, but then in the second half scored basically almost all his points for the most part. Ended with 24 points. Nick went 10 for 17, 5 for 7 from 3. John Blackwell went 4 for 9 from 3, 6 for 14 from the field. Those two guys are absolutely superstars. That is really the biggest difference between Michigan State and Wisconsin in this one, is that Wisconsin has two guards that really can play. That are really great playmakers that can put the ball in the basket. And while MSU does have Jeremy Fears, and I thought Jeremy Fears didn't play his best game, ended with 14 points, 12 assists. A lot of those points kind of came down towards the end of the game. I really thought that MSU just didn't get a good enough performance today. When MSU gives up 92 points, you're going to basically have to have an A+ performance, because MSU, what they've done throughout the season, one of the reasons why they've won so many games, is defensively they've been very good. And I don't want to attack Jordan Scott at all, because I thought that just really the ability for John Blackwell and Nick Boyd to make shots was a real big issue tonight. I also thought defensively MSU wasn't great. I thought defensively with Carson Cooper getting in foul trouble, that obviously didn't really help the pick and roll. Wisconsin's very, very big. They kind of really caused Michigan State issues there. And this is a team that really you can't allow to get into a track meet right at this point, just because Jeremy Fears isn't on from the get-go, which he absolutely wasn't. This is a team that really tries to find another guy. And while Coen Carr I thought was great in this game, I thought he was by far the best player in this game, Michigan State just doesn't have the guys right now, or maybe not have the guys on this team to really kind of have a secondary scorer, a guy that's going to truly make a play off the ball. And while Coen Carr was good in this game, you had Jordan Scott hit some shots. There was a few moments here and there where MSU was able to kind of get a little bit of a comeback. I believe there was one point where MSU cut it down to like 8 or 9 points from back-to-back threes. And then MSU, and Tom Izzo even talked about this afterwards, they got a foul. They didn't backs out. The guy shooting the free throw got the rebound, and really that was it at that point. And that was kind of multiple different times, especially later in this game, because MSU doesn't typically get like out rebounded. Like, if you look at the end of like the stats, yes, they both end up with 38 rebounds, but like there was multiple points in that game where it felt like MSU was getting out hustled. That's something that doesn't typically happen. The Kohl Center is a difficult place to play. It has been a little bit of a nightmare place for Michigan State. It's been a little while since MSU has had anything good come out of playing at the Kohl Center, but like turnovers, 9 turnovers for Michigan State. Again, I mentioned Carson Cooper was in foul trouble. Kohler hit some shots little in the second half. He did have 5 points. He's just been struggling recently. You've been kind of seeing him having to really need to take outside shots, need to take threes, and really early on in the season, he was a guy that could do both, right? But he's been struggling a little bit with his shot. He did go 1 for 4 from 3, so you can't necessarily complain about that too much. But I think it's one of those things where you really need to get Jackson Kohler more involved, especially down on the block. Now, obviously, with Michigan State shooting issue, they did shoot 30% from 3, 36% from the field in this game. You're going to need Jackson Kohler to step outside and hit some threes. Now, I do think there's a way you can mix and match it where Jackson Kohler can get some touches in the paint, but you really need to obviously get a little bit of these senior guys going. Kohler's been was better in last game, wasn't great in this game. Carson Cooper didn't play a ton, 6 points, 8 rebounds, played 19 minutes. He's going to have to be better. And then when he's not in there, Jesse McCulloch obviously plays. Struggles defensively a little bit with those ball strings. I think that's a big reason why Wisconsin was able to kind of attack that throughout the night. And then obviously when Wisconsin shoots as a team 43% from three, 48% from the field, that's a reason why it's going to be 92 points. Like that is a reason why there's multiple times second effort plays end up really kind of allowing Wisconsin to find an open guy. But at the end of the day, like you just really have to kind of tip your cap to Wisconsin. This just wasn't a really great performance at all by Michigan State, especially coming off of a good win against Illinois. And MSU has struggled on the road this year. They were basically, I think, 1-3, maybe 2-3 on the road, just kind of pure road games. So still going to have to get things figured out. Cam Ward played 19 minutes, 4 points. Kurt Tang hit some shots, but then there's other shots that he really needed to hit that he did not hit. 12.4 for 11 from the field, 2 for 6 from 3. Trey Ford did play 6 minutes. I still don't understand why he isn't playing more. I understand like defensively he's a liability at points, but then even Denim Wojcik played 8 minutes in this game. Like I understand Divine Uguchukwu is out for the season, but there has to be some other plan for the backup point guard. Like Denham, like yes, he did what he was supposed to do, but like defensively, he's a liability. Offensively, he's a liability. Like I don't think anyone expected Denim Wojcik to be playing 8 minutes in a Big Ten game. And unfortunately, just the way it is, he's going to have to play those minutes, or he's going to have to figure out what else he's going to do at the backup point guard position. If that means Trey Fort's going to play a little bit more, it doesn't necessarily seem like it because he only played 6 minutes, really played when the game was kind of out of control. And then Jordan Scott, I thought played all right defensively. I mentioned a little bit earlier. I think he struggled a little bit defensively, but I also think you just, again, have to tip your cap to John Blackwell and Nick Boyd for making the shots that they did. They're really, really good guards. Those guards were able to get into the lane multiple different times. It's really difficult to stay in front of those guys. And Michigan State was really attacked there. Again, the big guys were attacked. Wisconsin just played really, really well. And this was kind of a game going into it that Michigan State obviously needed if you wanted to win the Big Ten. The whole idea of winning the Big Ten, I think, is out of the door. As of this point, I think you're obviously preparing for the Big Ten tournament. March trying to continue to be around a 3-4 seed. I think right now with this loss, you're probably at a 4 seed. I know you're kind of towards the end of the 3 seed. If you can stay within a 4 seed by the time the NCAA tournament comes around, I think that's obviously going to be really important. But this is a game that I think it's going to have a lot of Michigan State and has had a lot of Michigan State fans, especially on Twitter, concerned about what this team is going to be like. And I think, again, there's just so much on Jeremy Fears, and he just has to do so much that it's going to be interesting. MSU is going to be playing UCLA on Tuesday. That'll be an interesting matchup. Xavier Booker's coming back. It'll be a home game for Michigan State. I think that's a real opportunity for Michigan State to get right. But yeah, this is one of those games where you get absolutely blown out like once or twice a year, and it's really about kind of resetting. And Tom Izzo was not happy about it. I don't think people should be happy about it because MSU did not play well whatsoever. But Wisconsin, full on credit to them, played very well, hit shots. I thought they hit some contested shots throughout the night. I thought their effort was really good compared to Michigan State. I think Michigan State's going to probably have to readjust some things going forward, especially on the road. But yeah, let me know what you think. Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? What were your thoughts on this game? Is it a little bit concerning for Michigan State? Is this a one-off situation where MSU just doesn't play very well at the Kohl Center? Let me know. But this is something that you enjoyed. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment, all that kind of stuff. Thanks for tuning in, and tune in to the next episode.